This is Nick.
This is Vinnie.
This is Steve.
And you're listening to the Nocents podcast.
Hey guys, what's happening?
It's been a while.
Well, technically to the audience, this is the first time they're hearing us. Our lovely voices.
We're brand new.
Newish.
Just
Brand
like
newish.
like the day I was born.
Yeah. So anyways.
Same outfits, everything, you know.
Oh yeah. Wearing new underwear. Anyways, it's No Sense podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, kicking off. Brand new series.
Yeah. It's really hard not to say not the Power Dump podcast.
Yeah. Power Dump was fun to say.
Yep. So, introductions. I'm Nick.
I'm Vinnie.
I'm Steve.
So this is basically a new and continuation, I guess we can say continuation of like the last podcast, but we brought in our buddy Steve to help us out. Things weren't as polished turd as we needed it. So I guess the introductions to us is that I met our wonderful Vinnie here and my buddy Steve here. I started tattooing them. I'm a tattoo artist, and
he did Steve's tramp stamp.
I did.
Oh yeah, you know,
goes all the way down. Anyways,
super trampy.
So I worked on Vinnie here and his wife for quite a few sessions, and he talked about he used to do a podcast in the past. And if you want to also know any of this stuff, you can go listen to the first 20 episodes of the Power Dump podcast because not a lot of people did. So
it'll give you some context, kind of like maybe not why we are the way we are, but it'll give you a peek into how we are, and it will help you understand some things maybe.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. It was really, I don't know, man. I can't say cutthroat, but it was our sense of humor, and we talked about poop a lot.
A lot of poop.
That wasn't really where we were trying to take it, but we have a lot of poop humor. So I guess
I love the segment where he asked everybody's wiping habits, but
yeah, I worked on Vinnie quite a bit. We're segueing back to the introductions and stuff. He did have a podcast in the past with his wife, and was it a roommate or
my wife's brother? It was her, me, and him. We did. It was called "Don't Look Under the Bed." It was a comedy horror podcast. And
is that still up for people to hear at all?
I believe it's still on YouTube at least. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, if another segue thing, if you guys want to like go and check out that old stuff, you guys had 80 episodes up, somewhere on there?
70 something. I think it was.
Okay. So I jokingly said one day that we should just do one as shits and giggles, because anytime I'd work on Vinnie here, everybody in the entire shop would shut up and listen or join in on the conversation. But most of the people were laughing their asses off as we're talking. And it was...
Now, the funny thing about that, though, is we weren't trying for that. Like, we didn't, a lot of times at first, even realize people were listening to us. We're just off in our own little world.
Yeah.
We became friends pretty fast, and we just would go off on these just super weird tangents. Like, if you didn't know us, you probably would not want to.
Yeah. Yeah, and most of the time, the owners of the shop up there inside the shop were looking at us going like, "Oh my god," or they were laughing hysterically, and then they're trying to leave the shop, but they're like standing around like talking to us. So
yeah.
And then Steve here, I started working at Steve as well, fixing up a sleeve on him, and we found out that we love the same nerd stuff, and he also does a podcast. Well, kind of a podcast.
Well, not a podcast. Yeah, that's my YouTube channel. You can check it out. It's called Das Sauerkraut. It is a Magic the Gathering gameplay YouTube. So
fucking nerd.
Oh hell yeah, proud of it. I fought it for the first 18 years of my life, but now I embrace it. But yeah, so we got talking, and they asked me to come on and guest on an episode and talk about Magic, and we'll post a little clip here to give you some background on my crazy investments in cardboard. All over the place. Like you saw that deck. Like, just guess how much that pile of cardboard is.
Right.
I wouldn't even know where to start,
with,
man.
Your particular deck.
Yeah.
I want to say probably about 550.
Not even close.
That's so more.
It's about $3,000 worth of cardboard in that box.
My goodness.
Cardboard. But yeah, so he checked out my YouTube and really liked it and the editing, and they asked me to come and speak and approached me about starting this new reboot so that I can lend my, shall we say, technical expertise. So I'm helping out on the tech side of stuff, and they asked me to be a co-host with them, and I'm like, yeah, it was a blast getting to be on that podcast. It was a ton of fun. I'd love to do some more.
Yeah.
Sure.
So if you guys want to check out his YouTube stuff, he goes over a lot of Magic stuff, and I played it. The older episodes off of Power Dump and stuff, we kind of deep dive a little bit on that subject and stuff, but it is a ridiculously expensive-ish game. If you want to spend what was the biggest amount now, 5.6 million or some shit like that.
I think it's still at 3 million for a single card.
Okay.
I did just see though, there's this crazy collection going on eBay right now for 2.2 million. It is a complete set of beta artist proofs.
Man.
Yeah. So, but that's a whole set though. We're talking like singular cards. So at the time, Post Malone was the biggest buyer of one single card for what was it, like 2.2 million?
Yeah, he did 2.2, and then shortly after that, someone bought a graded beta Black Lotus for like 3 million or something,
Okay,
like
so
right
that
before
was-
that episode.
Okay, so that was 3 million.
And then a Pikachu.
Oh, always. Pikachu is definitely the strongest Magic card, 100%.
Yeah. So, but besides Steve here, having him on the podcast and everything, we have my buddy Josh on the Power Dump podcast.
That's a
episode.
funny dude.
Right.
So.
And we get there, and then the lady's got all these weird vibes, and she's like trying to feed us pizza and stuff. And then she's like, our guitar player Nolan at the time was a lot younger than us. He was like a younger kid and all that. I mean, I wouldn't say like a lot, but he was definitely a little younger than us and all that. And she was like, "Oh, I think you're about my daughter's age."
Oh shit!
And then she was like, "She's gonna be home later. I think you think she's pretty cute." And I was like, instantly, I looked at Matt. I was like, "Yo, this is gonna go south real quick." I was like, "This is getting weird, dude. I can just feel it."
It's the farmer's daughter scenario.
Dude, yeah.
You
and
know?
like,
So,
love
and
Josh.
we'll definitely have him back on because those episodes were probably our highest listened to videos or episodes. He did talk about being on the road with his old band Beleth. They were a touring band there for a little bit. They didn't quite make it as big as like Suicide Silence and a few other like really heavy bands and stuff, but they got a lot of mileage out there as far as being like a heavier band. So we'll play a little clip of that episode, and then I would say go check out the band, but they're not around anymore. So
I could tell you this, so they didn't get quite as big as some of the local bands here, but going when he came over and I got to listen to some of his stuff, I liked it a lot better than any of the other local stuff that I'd really heard around here. Like they were really good.
And surprisingly enough, if people don't know, Omaha's got a really good underground like hardcore and metal scene. And just you gotta kind of seek it out and know when these shows are playing and who's playing them. I'm so far out of the local scene, but I do catch a couple things, and the local scene is there.
It is.
Yeah. So we also had another guest on. It was another one of my client's friend, Toast, and she goes by Toast or Not on Discord, Twitch, all that kind of stuff. So
That was a fun episode too.
yeah, and we actually had video content on that episode and stuff. We did, was it on Discord?
Yeah, we sang a little song together, remember?
Yeah.
The clap.
Shit. So
Gonna do the clap.
I got the clap.
Giving it to you.
She knows it.
She does.
I do.
All right.
So she's off doing her thing in Nerd Kingdom and stuff, and I'm pretty sure we'll probably have her on again if she wants to, or will have us again. She's always up to a lot. She's usually going on tour with like a bunch of rock shows and things like that. So if you want to check her out, it's Toast or Toast or Not. She's got a pretty big following. We'll play a clip for a second, and then
We'll have a link too.
yeah, we'll have some
Yeah,
links.
we'll have links for everything we're talking about down in the description below.
Yeah, always in the description. We're not technical enough to put that shit on our screen.
Yeah.
No.
And we'll also have like a small intro, but we're doing a thing called the Nerd Nook.
The Nerd Nook.
Yeah, so basically the Nerd Nook is us talking about reviews. We review stuff on this podcast, and we do a lot of like, instead of just saying dumb shit, we review things too. So
Yeah.
movies, content, a lot of video game stuff because we're all dorks here. So, God, I'm trying to think of anything else that we review. TV shows, movies.
We've done comic books.
Yeah, comics.
I guess, like you said, video games, regular books. Just kind of whatever we're kind of into at the moment, I guess.
God damn it, you're gonna make me start reading, aren't you?
Yes.
Shit.
Possibly. Yeah, I guess if you can't audio file or listen to an audiobook, then
The first book Steve's going to review for you guys is War and Peace. He's going to have that done by next week.
Shit, I thought I was going to do Cat in the Hat. That's more my reading level.
That's one thing I never understood though. Like I do talk to a lot of different walks of life of people and stuff with the job I do and stuff, and I ask a lot of questions. I'm not trying to get too nosy, but quite in thought and stuff as I'm like working away on people's skin, and ask some personal questions and stuff just to get to know people, and in return they ask questions that I share. I'm not very closed-minded or very quiet, but I ask people like if they read, if they video game, all that kind of stuff, and you'd be surprised how many people don't like reading. They don't want to read.
I get it. Like I don't read per se. I listen to audiobooks.
And I never have.
Yeah, I like it.
I listen to podcasts here and there.
I don't know, I'm real weird when it comes to reading. Like, I enjoy reading books, but I'm incredibly picky about finding stuff that I actually enjoy. Like, when I was a kid, I blazed through the Harry Potter books. Like,
Nerd.
yeah, I know. like regardless of all the controversy with the author now, it was like I was that kid that was in line at midnight to pick up the book, and then I'd, like, read it within a day. But now, like, to be completely honest, most of the stuff I read is, like, tutorials on how to build stuff or, like, care information and tech updates for aquariums.
How much lube it takes to stick it. Never mind. Anyways.
Tutorials on efficient ways to clip your toenails.
Oh, you got to get the right angle, the right tools. Oh, yeah.
With your teeth.
Always. You got to get the flavor.
No. Sometimes you can have a buddy help.
By that fruit by the foot video I sent you.
Oh no, that's another thing that we'll talk about a lot on here is just shorts. I guess they could start out as TikToks or Instagram shorts or whatever, but we usually catch them on Instagram, and the three of us send the most horrible shit imaginable to each other. But
yeah, so we will start up social media stuff, and most of these clips I think we will include into our like social media stuff if we can.
If we can, I'll have to look into the.
And you guys are welcome to send us anything really disturbing that you might find, be it on Instagram, or you could even email it to us. It's Nocents, that's NOCENTS podcast25@gmail.com. Did I get that right?
I think you did.
Oh my god!
and you get a special shout out if you make us gag at it.
Oh yeah.
Actually, we'll just give you a shout out just for sending us something, because we asked people in the last podcast to send stuff or ask questions. No one did.
No.
Like, people were extremely shy. They just want to listen to it. And about the time frame that we're trying to keep this podcast, we're just what we did last time, hour, a little over an hour or so. We understand that people's time frame and like listening and spending much time is either driving or working out or something. So we're not trying to rogan it in 3 hours.
I like an hour podcast because I've got a half-hour commute to work when I go into the office, and so I can listen to like half of it on my way to work and then half of it on my way home.
Yeah, so not trying to overdo it. We didn't do that last time. People said I did get verbal, like reviews, and a lot of people said that it was what we were doing before was fun, and it wasn't too serious. So
I got a lot of texts from people I knew. Instead of them emailing our podcast, they would text me, especially like sometimes family would text and be like, what in the hell are you doing? But my buddies all thought it was great.
Yeah, I got positive reinforcement from what we were doing, so we're gonna keep doing it until people just either really don't want to listen to the shit, or we just can't do it because our lives, like jobs, wives, etc. So
yeah, for sure, reach out to us. We love the engagement. It's one thing that we all love is hearing back from you all and getting to interact with the fans and everything. So definitely do not hesitate to reach out to any of us.
And it's helpful too, as far as whether it's on Apple, which we still have to set up.
They were a pain in the ass, man.
Yeah, but just anything you hear us on, if there's a chance to rate us, I don't care if you call us assholes. Just give us 5 stars, please.
No, not even that. I mean, shit, send us death threats. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, no matter what it says, like, it doesn't matter. It's the stars that count, and they're helpful.
And we will keep this at barbershop rules. We won't really talk about politics unless if it's something completely fucking asinine is happening.
Yeah.
But no politics.
No religion.
No religion. We're not gonna like call out any homophobic stuff. I mean, we're not really about that. So this is a safe place.
We are open-minded.
It's a safe space.
Yeah. But we're probably gonna creep people out.
Yeah. Oh,
and,
yeah.
It's.
I mean, oh yeah. It's a voice I'm not allowed to do in the house.
Yeah.
No matter what I say, because even if it's, oh, you passed the salt. Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, she throws things down and goes, "I'm moving out."
Yeah.
But anyways, back to the Nerd Nook. We
Yeah.
did write something down that we were going to review here. And the last podcast we talked about when it came out and stuff, but we're gonna kick the horse while it's down. But we're gonna discuss Deadpool and Wolverine movie.
Okay.
So, what was your thoughts on that movie?
It was entertaining, I guess. I'm first of all, and I'm gonna catch a lot of shit for this. I don't like Marvel. I don't like Disney. But I did watch actually, my wife and I watched it with you and your wife at your house.
Mm-hmm.
And there were definitely some entertaining parts in it. Probably more than I imagined there would be. It was quality show, I guess, for what they do. Typically.
Did you see the first two?
I saw the first one.
Okay, that was the one. That's really the only one worth really watching, in my opinion. The second one was funny, but it's not as good as the first one.
Oh no, I mean, like, I'm kind of with Vinny. I'm not a huge Marvel fan, but Deadpool and like the X-Men in general are the one exception to that. So I am a huge Deadpool fan, and I won't hide it. I got like a man crush on Ryan Reynolds. He's one of my favorite actors, and I absolutely loved it. I will say the first one was definitely the best. This one was better than the second one, but like just the amount of meta jokes that they threw into it and everything, I was dying at a bunch of that stuff. And then the cameos just kind of blew my mind with getting all the old Fox Marvel characters back in.
It was cool to see Wesley Snipes in there.
Oh, that blew my mind when I saw him walk on the screen, because he hated the Blade movies. I'm like, holy shit, they got him back.
Those two had a rivalry when that movie happened. Like, they did not like each other from what I read. So, but anyways, so you'd be a top or bottom to Ryan?
Oh, hard question.
Let's face it, whichever Ryan wanted.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Ryan,
be at his pleasure.
If you're listening and you're not too creeped out, Ryan would love to have you on the show.
Oh, yes, please.
Or Blake. I mean, shit.
Only if she brings the Uzis.
I don't want
Blake.
that.
I don't care.
I don't want Uzis in the studio.
He's afraid of the scoozies.
Yeah. Pew pews.
So, I don't know. I'm like on the fence with. I liked it a lot when I first saw it, but there was a really good question that I thought of, and then it got reinforced by somebody else asking on a Reddit page. Why did Deadpool choose to travel forwards in time to a point where Logan is already dead, rather than simply go back and find him before he dies?
So, I mean, wasn't the logic behind that he didn't know that he was the anchor being for that universe, and he had already destroyed the time travel thing before the events of this movie?
Yes, but I guess if he had access to like going to different time periods and stuff, you think he would have probably bounced back to that one?
So I think him hopping between universes wasn't time travel. It was
universe-based.
Parallel.
Okay.
It wasn't going back or forward. It was parallel between universes to the same time point in each universe. Because, they specifically mentioned something about he thought the TVA was after him because he had done all the crazy stuff.
After two.
So, and he had destroyed the time-traveling thing from
And Vin, you
Cable.
haven't seen 2 because he got his hands on a device from Cable that he kind of stole because, well, somehow he got it working again and was able to like bounce around, and there was some edited, or I don't know if they showed it after the credits and stuff, but basically he was like went back to like find Hitler and as a kid and all this other crazy shit. That's the reason why the girlfriend is back in the third movie, because technically in the second one, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched it, it's fucking 10 years old.
Right.
She dies in the second movie at the beginning.
I loved her in Firefly.
She's still hot.
I completely forgot she was in that until I went back and started rewatching it with my wife. I'm like, oh my god, I forgot she was in this.
Yep. So, but yeah, there's Channing Tatum. He's really trying to get him involved in other studios back into the Gambit role.
Yep, and
that was amazing.
Oh, that was great. They re-greenlit his solo movie. He's going to be in the next X-Men movie. Like, the populace just absolutely fell in love with his version of Gambit.
Yeah, my wife was one of those people that was just like, this is fucking stupid. Like, look at his hair. What is with that outfit? And I'm like, you don't understand. If you've never seen this character and stuff, that everything he did was perfect.
Gambit was rad in the cartoon.
Yeah.
The X-Men cartoon.
Yeah.
Like, he was so cool.
Yeah, he did a great job with that role. So, I can't really say, like, it was funny to watch them kill off a bunch of the shitty bullshit characters from Fox because, well, Fox was terrible at that shit with their movies. So,
yep.
So yeah, I guess like we can hate on all the Marvel shit because Fox really knew how to fucking kill that shit.
I will say the greatest part of that movie for people that like only started watching Marvel when Disney kind of took it over was the again, spoiler alert, the Human Torch part. Like, my wife was like, oh my god, it's Cap. And I'm just sitting there dying because I had seen the old Fantastic Four and I knew exactly what was about to happen because you see the 20th Century Fox logo in the background. I'm like, oh my god, they're going to do it. He's going to say flame on.
Yeah, as soon as it happened, the reaction was like, what the fuck? Yeah, it was great. So, yeah, a lot of really good parts in the movie. Supposedly, and there's a lot of like buzz, and we obviously don't know if it's true or not, but I guess they talked those guys into doing possibly 2 more of those movies.
Really?
So we might see a couple more.
Oh.
Maybe. I don't know.
Like Deadpool said, Disney now has Wolverine until he dies.
Yeah. Well, and he also says he doesn't want any solo movies anymore. He wants to be just the background character. So makes sense, you know. And like you guys, I'm falling off the Marvel train. Like there's so much bitching and complaining I could do about a lot of the Marvel stuff because I grew up a Marvel kid getting comic books and all that kind of stuff. And I don't even collect comics anymore. I've like, they've beaten so many stories into the ground and even with the movies and stuff that I'm just like, I'm just kind of done.
It's
like,
just the oversaturation of it. There were so many movies and TV shows and spinoffs coming out, and they're still beating that horse, even though it's dead and buried. Like we were talking about on my last tattoo session, there's multiple full-blown Marvel crossover sets coming to Magic in the next 2 years.
Well, and I'll nerd out and probably get some of that stuff too, depending on, you know, what sets they put out. I know you said that they're bringing full sets to that game. So, and
I know the first one is Spider-Man themed. Beyond that, I don't know what the rest of their plans are, but they confirmed there are multiple coming, and they're all going to be full 200 plus card sets.
Obviously, Deadpool or like a Hulk one, I'm fucking getting them. So.
Did you end up getting the Fallout expansion stuff?
I got all the Fallout stuff through the Magic stuff I was trying to collect. I've been talking to Steve about that. I don't know if there's a real definitive way I can checklist and get actual every card. It'd be pretty difficult, but I know there's a possibility I could. But I've got all the commander decks. I've gotten as much as I possibly could, even through some of the secret layered drops.
Yep.
So.
And there, like I was telling him, there's ways you can try to collect or try to track your collection so that you can do a master set and everything. But there's just so many cards and so many variations of them now. Like each card has 4 different variants you can get, and they're all differently numbered. And it's possible. It's just a lot of work, and it's hard.
They got shiny cards too, and then they've got like the regular cards, and shiny ones. The foil ones like are very brittle and they curl. So.
We lovingly call them Pringles in the hobby.
He's in the biz.
Yeah.
But I was really disappointed that bouncing back to the Deadpool Wolverine stuff, I was really sad that Hugh didn't break out in song and dance.
You know, Hugh Jackman is supposed to be like a trained dancer, right?
Yeah.
Like
he started out on Broadway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Greatest Showman, not gonna lie, was a pretty good movie.
Can I get off topic and ask if you liked him in Van Helsing?
Ah, man, you know,
I actually really liked that movie.
It really wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't. I'm surprised that they didn't do another one.
For its time,
really
the special effects were pretty good in it.
Yeah. I remember playing the game. The game was dope. They made a game that was for the movie and stuff. It was
It was
actually pretty
a
good.
bird's eye view game, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
They played like Blood Rain. I don't know if
Yeah.
anybody remembered that game, but Blood Rain was a really good game. That was a vampire-esque movie or game. I think they were going to do a TV show, but that fell through. I'm trying to think if there is any more information about that Deadpool Wolverine. But yeah, it was fun. Sorry to bring it up again, guys, but hey, we did. So the other thing that we put down besides the show, what shows are you guys currently watching right now?
I am stuck in that Taylor Sheridan universe, man. So I just finished Landman, which I thought was really good. Lioness was really good. And I'm all, I've seen all the like Lawman star Bass Reeves and Yellowstone.
Did you like how they ended that?
I have not seen the last season yet. I am gonna pick it up and watch it.
Slacker.
So
it's good. We can't talk about it then since you haven't watched it. I've watched it on current. What about the other
Taylor Sheridan?
Whatever. It's Taylor Sheridan, and the
Words are hard. It's okay.
Yeah. I'll stop going my mouth. I should probably take that out. Speaking of my mouth, I get to have braces soon. Yay! Go me, adult braces. Woo! Fucking can't wait. Oh,
Remember
thanks.
my 4 years with braces that did absolutely nothing, and my teeth are still all fucked
My
up.
bite is like way the fuck off. So they've got to bring my jaw forward and everything. They want me to do surgery, and I was like, I am not fucking cutting my jaw apart.
You should get a robot jaw.
TMJ. So
Yeah, Taylor Sheridan.
Yeah. So is it Mayor of Kingstown? I think that's one of his. Have you watched it or liked it?
I tried to. That's the one that I couldn't get into, and I think it's because I like Kyle Chandler from Friday Night Lights.
Okay.
And he was only in it for the one episode or whatever.
Yeah.
But it just seemed really slow to me, and I didn't even watch it much past the second episode. So I need to give it another try because everybody has the same reaction.
It just steamrolls. Like once he gets his footing of his brother's position of being like this unofficial mayor in the show. And if anybody has not watched it, really you need to go watch that. And Tulsa King he had something to do with that too. I think he wrote some of that or is directing it. I'm not exactly sure. I could be completely fucking wrong, but both those TV shows are fucking brilliant. What about you? You watching that?
This is the part of the podcast where everyone realizes I'm terrible about keeping up with TV shows and or movies. I don't really sit down and like watch TV very often, but I did finally finish season 2 of Hell of a Boss with my wife recently. So it's a adult animated cartoon that is only on YouTube for some weird reason. And the episodes vary from like 10 to 30 minutes or whatever, but it's basically, it's hell, and all the characters are like various demons and shit, but it's all sorts of crazy hijinks of them because there are a bunch of assassins that are going around trying to like avenge people who were murdered in the real world. So they like go back to the real world and like kill their ex-husband who cheated on them or whatever and stuff like that. But it's absolutely hilarious. There's a little bit of music in it. I'm not a huge musical fan personally, but like each episode has like a song, but they're absolutely hilarious. They are also just so politically incorrect. Like every character is beyond deviantly horny. Like it's just hysterical to watch.
We're currently watching Silo on Apple TV.
Nice.
And I think we're on season 2 of it right now, and it kind of goes through a lot of characters. You can't really like explain, I mean, like a ton about what's going on because I'm still trying to figure it out, but it's basically a bunker TV show. Not like Fallout. It's a little different. It's essentially the same like the Fallout franchise and stuff, but it's already basically generations past of when it started. Something happened on the Earth surface. I think they all know that there's more than one of them there, but it's been closed off for some it could be centuries. But they basically, if you announce that you want to go outside and clean, it was really confusing trying to figure out what they meant by cleaning, but the person that gets sent out, they get like a full-on spacesuit and everything, and they can do it if they choose to, but once they like go out onto the surface and stuff, they can wipe clean basically like a view of the outside, but from like the wipe off the camera lens. So everybody's like sitting there hoping that they'll like clean it off so they can get a better view, because it gets really dirty and everything. So there's a lot going on with that show. It's really hard to explain what's going on with characters, because there's characters that you think are the showrunners and everything, and they're gone already. Yeah. So there's a lot happening with that show.
That sounds interesting. I think I'm
gonna check that one's good. We're currently trying to get through, but we're waiting for a few episodes to come out. But the second season of starts with an S.
Severance?
Yes, Severance.
I've heard good things. I haven't seen it.
First season's pretty awesome. It's a different take on like work and stuff. There's a lot going on with that. We did finish the second season of Reacher. Never watched any of that before. It was really good. Sorry, I'm not trying to burp and hack up stuff all over this.
Yeah, I got a huge list of shows like I sit down and watch, and currently I'm trying to figure out when I can sit down and watch the new season of Squid Game. We're trying to watch it with our neighbor, so just coordinating it with him is hard to like find when we can all sit down and watch an episode or two. But that's on my list of stuff I gotta watch. I still gotta watch the second season of House of the Dragon. Like I said, I'm really bad about just finding time to sit down and watch TV or movies or everything, because I feel like I'm always doing something. So
sure. The last season of Game of Thrones pissed me off so bad that I didn't even bother with House of the Dragon.
I started it. I think I got 3 episodes in.
I wasn't going to watch it, but I was really bored at work one day and found the first episode for free, and then I'm like, okay, this has promise. So I gave it a shot, and then my parents came out for Christmas last 2023, and my dad really wanted to watch it, so I'm like, okay, cool, I'll have a bonding experience with my dad, and we'll sit down and watch it. It's actually good. It's kind of weird, like, timeline-wise, because there's a whole bunch of time skips in it and stuff, but it reminds me of early Game of Thrones. They haven't gone way off the deep end and shit like the later seasons did, and I think it's because they didn't run into the problem where the show did, and they ran out of source material, because it's all based off of, like, short stories that, George R.R. Martin had finished already. So, but it's good. Like I said, it reminds me of early Game of Thrones. It's not as good as that, but it's not the batshit insanity that was the like last 2 seasons.
Plus, there's only so many times you can masturbate in a day, so might as well watch something. Not with your dad though. That'd be weird.
You'd be surprised how high that number is, though.
Just stay hydrated.
Yep. So, video games.
He takes a drink.
What are you guys playing right now?
As always, World of Warcraft.
Wow.
Classic. Wrath of the Cataclysm. It was Wrath of the Lich King. Now it's Cataclysm.
I'm playing like 6 games all at once, so I'll go over those here in a minute. But what are you playing?
Besides Magic, I actually just got Super Mario Wonder for Christmas from my wife, and I've been trying to sit down and get her to play it with me because it's got multiplayer mode. And then
Is it good?
Oh, it's good to know. And then having my teenage year reminiscent, I got the remake Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. So I've been playing the crap out of that. I'm like, I forgot how good this game is. Like, it's a super simple RPG style Mario game, but I just absolutely love it.
Go back on the Switch and play the original Paper Mario from Nintendo 64, man. That holds up. It is fun.
It holds up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went through it not long ago.
And most people don't know that the Paper Mario series, the graphical, how they did that was probably the coolest thing they've done. Where they made it look like they were crocheted characters out of paper and everything. The way that they did animations and stuff with it. It's a really pretty game.
Yeah.
It looks super, super simple, but yeah, the way that they managed to morph 2D and 3D together in the same environment is just phenomenal. And they're leaning hard into that they're made of paper stuff. You can fold up into an airplane, a boat. They take the theme and they run with it, and they just do it so well.
Yeah, nice. It's there's some comical parts in it too and stuff. It's fun, but Mario is like I started out on Nintendo, man. Mario is my favorite franchise besides, well, Street Fighter 2 is probably my all-time favorite game, but my favorite franchise is probably Mario. I really love Super Mario Brothers, and all that content's pretty good.
I am a huge Nintendo fanboy. Like, all my friends when I was growing up were like, oh, you gotta get Xbox, you gotta get PlayStation. I'm like, nope, I'm lining up for the GameCube, I'm lining up for the Wii, I gotta get that new Legend of Zelda game. We were in my hometown one time when I was in high school, and we're just like driving somewhere, and there's this tag sale on the side of the road, and I see this, it's probably like a 5-foot long plastic Nintendo logo, and I literally slammed on the brakes, pulled over, and ran across the street to go buy it.
Nice.
What do you guys think about
The Switch
2? That was just announced.
I don't know. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna pre-order as soon as we can. I think you can pre-order in what, April?
I have no idea. There's people talking, and there's a lot of bullshit talk about what's going on with it and what's not going on with it. They haven't even announced what the price point is here in America, but everybody's speculating it's going to be $399, which fine, whatever.
Yeah, it's just a console these days.
Nintendo, take my money. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I was real hesitant when I first saw it. I'm like, I don't know. I don't need a new console. And the way that the controllers connect, I was like, I could see some issues with that. But the more and more I'm seeing it and like thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get it.
Yeah, the RGB lights and stuff that are underneath the thumb on the disconnect, like controllers and stuff, was a really nice touch. It looks a little bit more grown up. It's a little slightly bigger too. It is backwards compatible if nobody knows that, so all your cartridges and everything that's on your guys' profile, like in your library and stuff, was backwards compatible. So there's only one game I think they did announce that won't work with the new one, is that the sports game that they put out, or the fitness thing.
It's probably got different technology in the motion stuff.
Yeah, the gyro motion stuff is a little different. So I mean, that's literally the only thing that isn't gonna like hold up with the new system. That's what I've read so far. But the kickstand on it looks better. It's bigger. It's the whole thing now. I think the screen is like, I don't know if it's like 3 millimeters bigger or something. The whole thing's bigger.
Killed so hard, man, when they put the first Wii out. That was a marvel to me. Like, Wii bowling is one of the funnest games to play. Like, and I remember just nerding the hell out on so many of those games. Like, being able to move it on the screen and stuff. Like, it was just really cool.
Oh yeah, I still think those Wii Sports games were the epitome of the motion controls for the Wii era. Like, all of those were just fantastic, and I still remember in college getting snowed in at my apartment, and my neighbor came over, and we just like crushed a 12-pack of beer playing Wii bowling all night long. Like,
yeah, and then one of my buddies got the one for PlayStation, and we tried that, and I'm like, this is a chunk of shit.
Oh, did you ever try the motion controls for the Xbox, the like Kinect or whatever?
The Kinect, yeah.
Oh my god, it was so bad.
It was so terrible.
Is that an ex-girlfriend that would come over to my apartment and stuff, and I didn't realize that I had the sound on to the they couldn't see me playing or anything like that, but I guess I had the sound on that thing still hooked up to that Xbox. What was it? It was after the 360. The one. Yeah. So the Xbox One, and it came with like that motion control shit that sucked. It didn't work worth the shit, and. But I don't know. I shouldn't go over that story. It was like kind of it was dirty, and I heard people like over the microphone and stuff as things were going on, laughing their asses off.
Oh no!
I was just like, fuck! I need to like disconnect that thing. And I'm sure they heard me cussing at them while playing Call of Duty and stuff, and saying very inappropriate shit. But like you do in Call of Duty.
Not playing Call of Duty Black Ops 6.
Nope. Fuck that.
I got it because it was free on Xbox, and then a buddy gifted it to me on PC. I don't know. It's fun enough, but it's, to me, I don't play Call of Duty, right? So if you put Black Ops 4 on and I was playing that, I probably wouldn't know the difference. Like, it's that's how little but I suck at shooter games so bad.
Oh man, I am so bad at them now. I used to actually be pretty good at them back in like college and high school, and I had all the time in the world to play video games.
Halo, baby.
Halo was great. But yeah, I tried getting back into shooters again a couple of years ago when I got the Xbox One or whatever the newest one at the time was that I had traded a buddy of mine. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, I forgot how to play these games. Like, I know the controls, but I'm dying like the second I spawn. Like, younger me would be so mad at me. But I don't know. I'm also not a try-hard gamer anymore like I used to be.
I try to get as much time as I can and stuff, but between two puppies and work and wife and all that stuff, and she loves video games anyways. But Vinnie just helped me put together another PC, and the latest game I got off of Steam is Tokyo Extreme Racer Zero. It's in its alpha stage right now. They just released it on 2 days ago.
Fun with your steering wheel and stuff.
I have not messed with it on the steering wheel. This is more of an arcadey racer.
Okay.
So the first game they put out on with this, I'll give a little bit of a history lesson with this game, but the first one was put out on PlayStation 2. That's how far back this racing series goes. And just like Gran Turismo, they basically took every inch of the there's no track. It's highway racing in Japan. So they've taken scans of the freeway system there and through like Tokyo and everything, and it goes pretty far through everything. So instead of them like drifting, which is a slight mechanic of the game, but it's basically driving as fast as you can with built up like Supras and Nissan Skylines and things like that, which is a real thing there with guys with a bunch of money that can afford a car like that and stuff. Well, basically they're just going balls
I saw
out.
Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, well, it's not even really drifting in the game though, but it's basically it's cat and mouse like game. It plays like a fighting game.
Oh wow.
So basically you roll up on a car that they're usually kind of a part of a gang in this game. So they'll have like a flashy car or something with lights and stickers all over the car and stuff. Basically you flash your lights at them and then it goes down like a turn sequence of like, countdown to 3, 2, 1. Well, basically just like you're behind the car always. And then you have to basically have so much time in front of the other car. And there's a health bar system that like starts to diminish and stuff, like you're almost fighting and stuff the further you get away from the car.
Is there a lot of tuning the car and stuff?
Yes. So that's another thing they do really well with, and this one's really good, and there's a bit of a grind to it. But like Gran Turismo and stuff, you can mess with tuning of like transmission, gears, suspension stuff. You can mess with the toe, the pitch, the ride height of the car. You can get different wheels. People call them rims, but they're wheels.
It sounds kind of like a mashup of the way you're explaining it, and I've never seen it. But if you take Gran Turismo, that aspect of being able to tune every single bit of your car with like a Midnight Club 2.
Yeah, it has some of those elements to it. It's not so flashy like MTV got a hold of the game, but it's got a huge nostalgic feel. I bought it for PC, knowing that there's probably going to be a shit ton of mods. People are going to get their hands on this thing eventually. But they only released this pre-alpha thing. That's kind of what they did with Hades 2. Hades 2 has been out for a while, but it's only been on PC and it's alpha stage. Mm-hmm. They haven't even the company hasn't even put out one that's going to get a full-on release. And I'm really trying to hold off on buying that one again because I'd rather have it on my Switch, because I have the first one on my Switch. But yeah, this game basically just came out a few days ago, and there's a lot of buzz on Facebook right now about it. People are kind of complaining about certain things about it, but it's in its alpha stage, so it's like playing a really polished version of the very first game.
Cool.
The further you get in, they've added a skill tree. You can't even like unlock things for your car without beating certain other people in this district of Japan. So you can't put a turbo kit or put a different crate motor in this car unless if you get so far into having like beaten so many people. So they haven't released multiplayer on it just yet. Honda's not even in the game. They've only put up so many market of dealers of Japanese cars in the game so far. It's Toyota, Suzuki, Mazda, and I think some other company that starts with a D. It's not Datsun, obviously, but that's some other market company that's in there. They look like Scions, basically. The Scion XBs, those like really boxy, like sedan. Like
little
cars.
rolling lunch boxes.
Yeah. I guess those were a big thing to like soup up and Reese in Japan, I guess. So
Fun story about a Scion XB. When my wife went to go buy her first car, the elderly couple that she bought it from had a Scion XB with spinners sitting in their driveway.
Oh boy,
that's awesome. That's awesome. Was it a stick or a manual?
I don't know. I was just laughing that this old couple had a car with spinners.
Probably an auto. So, I had a Honda Element that was just as bad, but mine was a manual.
my nephew has an Element.
Yeah, those things.
The same one that's got that Civic that's just nuts.
Yeah. My plans at the time, I got rid of my Diver X to get this thing, and people were like, "Why the fuck did you do that?" But I needed something to cart my bicycles in. I was into mountain biking and stuff, and I needed more room at the time. And then, I got divorced and really regretted that decision to get rid of that Subaru. But it is what it is. But yeah, I'm playing like 6 different games right now. I downloaded and start playing that Hogwarts game. Go ahead, say it, nerd.
It's okay, I can't say anything. I literally just bought that for my wife for Valentine's Day. So, spoiler alert if you watch this, babe.
It's actually a really good game. It plays like, I guess what can I compare it is? It plays like the Batman Arkham Knight games in a way with its parry and fighting mechanisms and stuff. I guess the best one I can say it plays like Ghost of Tsushima.
Okay,
Yeah, almost forgot about that. Yeah, no, and I have that, and I need to get back into playing that. But I don't know. I'm playing like so many damn games right now. It's ridiculous. I can't keep track. Since we put that PC together, I mean, I was playing like trying to start over in Skyrim again before I came over, and
I sent you a message. I was like,
Skyrim, huh?
playing Elder Scrolls Dog.
Yeah.
Because you bought it through Blizzard or
Steam. I think I got it through Steam.
Blizzard still shows what you're playing.
Really?
Then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Sometimes you don't want people to know that. Like if
really
you're playing
not.
something really embarrassing like Hogwarts.
All right.
Or, when you're on Steam and you get the pop-ups like, hey, your friend's playing a hentai game now. Okay, you're not my friend.
Somebody drives to your house, just punches you in the head. What's the matter? You were playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
I think that's more embarrassing, yeah.
I did buy again Cyberpunk, and they just put a new patch out, but I don't have it all obviously in the ultra settings on the new rig and stuff, but the game.
You could run the ultra settings on that rig though, probably.
Oh, I probably could, but it's probably going to be all super hot and stuff after a while. But that game is from where it started out. I remember getting the PlayStation version, like the PlayStation 4, and I had a 4 Pro, ran like and looked like shit on that system. So on this computer, it's pretty awesome. So
yeah, my neighbor keeps telling me I gotta download Cyberpunk, and I'm definitely interested. Have either of you guys seen the anime of that, Cyberpunk
Yes.
Edgerunners?
Yes.
Oh, it is absolutely fantastic.
Is it?
Oh,
Yeah, that
it is
would.
so cool.
I'm surprised you and Nat haven't watched that. That made me want to buy the game.
Is it on Crunchyroll?
No, it's on Netflix. It's a Netflix original.
I'll have to check that out because they did Castlevania anime and it was
I still haven't started
phenomenal.
that. Right now, I'm watching. There's a boxing anime called Ippo Maganucci. They put out 76 episodes, and I watched all of them, and was just like kind of sad that it was ending.
Yeah.
And then
Is it over?
No, they put out a second and third season of that, which is not English dubbed, but it's you'll have to watch and read subtitles with.
I've started so many that I just love, and I don't finish them. Like My Hero Academia, Black Clover. Like I love the shows. I just did not finish them yet.
Sure.
Same here. I'm the same way. Sword Art Online. I'm trying to get through My Hero Academia. I think I'm on like the last season or something, but then I haven't watched it in like a month.
Yeah. But I'll stop everybody from talking about that stuff because we're gonna like keep coming back to other episodes because we could sit here all night and like talk about this. Like our adult ADHD kicks in and we just start talking about like tons of stuff that we're like watching or what we should watch and all that kind of stuff. So I've tried to narrow it down to like one video game. Like I start talking about other ones, but Yeah, so Tokyo Extreme Racer Zero, if you guys are interested in some kind of new racing game that's got kind of an arcade feel and you have a computer, it's $29. I would definitely suggest checking it out. It's in its infant stage, so it should get better. What was the game that you were playing?
Paper Mario and Super Mario Wonder.
Yeah. Which ones were you playing?
Mostly just World of Warcraft.
Okay, so WoW.
And a little Call of Duty.
So, yeah. Movie was Deadpool Wolverine. If you haven't watched that, it's a good watch. I think I've watched it twice now. I was gonna buy it. I don't know, since it's on Disney Plus. Like, why bother?
I don't know the last time I actually bought a movie or a DVD or something. I don't even think I have a DVD player in my house anymore.
Your Xbox.
That's assuming I can find the cords to hook it back up.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll have way more reviews on like restaurants, food. Speaking of restaurants and food, I'll segue back into an old episode. We did talk about old restaurants and stuff that were reminiscent, that are gone and still here. And if anybody doesn't know, we live in Omaha, Nebraska. So, but I went to South Roads today.
Again?
Yeah. Again, went to the Greek place. Yeah. Dude, I am down whenever you want to go, man. John and his family that own this restaurant. So he's been there since 80 or 81. So I'm 46. He's been there for 43 years, and I got to talking to him, and basically I was 3 when I started going there. Yeah, I was kind of emotional, like sitting there, like eating the food, because I just remember being there with my father that isn't with us anymore, and just I don't know. It's
my dad loved their gyros there, man.
So basically, if anybody was interested in like in that side of town and stuff, I've never been in South Roads Mall. It's barely a mall. It's a business. It's a huge fucking gym, Bob's Gym, down there. That's probably the best gym in town. It's fucking massive. It's like majority of a side of the mall. That's where I started lifting and stuff. Was at that place when I lived towards Pottsmouth and Bellevue, which armpit of the universe. Bellevue's, I hate Bellevue, but
sorry, Bellevue.
Grew up there. It is what it is. Or well, actually, I grew up in South Omaha. I grew up in South Omaha. It was like closer to Bellevue side of that. But anyways, so Johnny's Greek Delights is what the place is called. Their menu, you could get a full meal there cheaper than at McDonald's. So you can get a double cheeseburger meal with fries and a drink for $10. I think if you didn't even like size up at McDonald's, it would be more. It'd be more expensive. You're paying like $12 for like a double cheeseburger meal. His food's probably going to be a hell of a lot easier and like healthier to eat. I mean, it's still cheeseburgers and
I love
gyros, but his gyros, I can't say that he's the best in town with the gyros, but as long as he's been doing it there and everything, I'm going to continue going there until he's willing to keep it open. Doesn't have any plans to right now, but he's getting pretty old.
Yeah.
So there is a record store next to it called 402 Records. Place is a fucking gem.
There's also a pizza place right there. And they have the stromboli that's kind of like the old Sbarro's stromboli.
Oh, really?
It's so good, yeah. I get it every time I go to that mall.
Where is it at, though?
It's up in the cafe court upstairs.
They have a cafe upstairs, though, because they have it kind of blocked off where you can't get upstairs. Maybe...
maybe it's gone now then.
Maybe there's some steps that can go up there or something, but...
I ate there last time we were at that mall.
Okay.
When we were at the convention where we were looking at old video games and stuff.
Are you talking about Oakview?
Oakview, yeah.
Okay, so I'm talking about South Roads Mall still.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. So but there's a records place next door to the Greek place. It's 402 Records. If anybody's in the market for old records like vinyl, they've got new stuff there too. And he's got a collection of like turntables, old stereos with like speakers and stuff there. That some of that stuff's a little bit high priced, but if you look at the current market right now, used market for old stereo equipment and stuff, people want that stuff now. So the value of older record like turntables and what am I trying to say here? Like stereo equipment, like receivers and things like that, that have amps and stuff into them. Those are really desirable right now, and he kind of knows it. I mean, he's not like trying to gouge anyone, but the prices are a few $100 here and there for like some old 70s looking equipment. But it's people want that stuff now. So
Sure.
But I highly recommend going there. Just getting the food, if anything. Support John. I mean, he still gets a lot of business from people from the base. I mean, Jesse met me down there today, and there was a bunch of people from base there eating. So he still gets business. Go check it out.
Yeah, we'll have to go there.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. We'll have an outing. We'll do a review.
Yeah.
But I can also send some photos to Steve here and post up on social media what I'm talking about. I even took photos of like his menu there. I'm telling you, it's like I'm surprised he's kept them this low. With inflation and stuff that's going on, I'm surprised he's not charging more. He should, in my opinion.
I know I went there all the time when I worked at that when there was a Sears right there.
Yeah.
And back in like 2008.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a really nice dude too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I shook his hand. He's a very nice guy. There was last week when I went there, and I was telling you that I went there and stuff. There was a huge crowd of kids there from like there's a church that's attached to it that were upstairs, and there's a bunch of the kids that were probably at a youth group thing or something, and he was just so happy that they were there. So really, really cool family. So. But yeah, we'll do way more reviews and stuff of like food places and things like that in town. But I would highly recommend that place. It's I don't know, forgotten gem of town. So
one of the best parts of Bellevue.
Yeah, suck it, Bellevue. Hate you, but I love that place. So, but I grew up. We talked about it in the last podcast. I grew up in South Omaha. Like that mall was, besides Westroads, was the biggest happening mall in town when malls were a thing. I mean, it used to be a bar in that fucking mall. So
I grew up in Iowa, but I did live in Bellevue for a while, and I used to go to, there used to be it might even still be there, but there's a Taco John's right across from this school by a quick shop that's now like a laundromat.
Yep,
it all changes, man.
No, not Taco John's ain't there anymore.
No,
I know exactly what you're talking about. It is a Mexican restaurant, but that's not Taco John's anymore. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's off of I think
it's on Galvin Road,
yeah.
It's Galvin and Avery.
Yep.
It's right across from Avery Elementary because I went there in 6th grade or something.
Right around the corner used to be the barbecue place.
Amarillo's, or
Yep, Amarillo's. The place had everybody from Britney Spears to Garth Brooks went through there and ate when they were in town. So I think Reagan had a room next door to there
at the Best Western there.
Ate at that barbecue place. So that
there
place
was they had a sand volleyball court there, and it was really really cool place.
Yeah,
and their food was awesome.
Yeah, I miss the massive baked potatoes that they used to have there with the barbecue meat that was in it.
Yeah,
man.
I don't think I ever tried anything there that I didn't like though.
Dude.
I think everything I ever ate there was good.
Yeah.
So I think we're about at time.
Yeah, we're about at time. I know we're ramping down. It's like we can probably spend most of the night talking about shit and bore the fuck out of everybody listening right now. But as promised, we're going to keep this about an hour. So we'll come back. And we also talked about we're only probably going to be putting these podcasts up probably twice a month.
Yeah, probably every other week, and that's just because it's going to be more polished, hopefully, than our last one.
Yes.
And we've got Steve, and he's heading up a lot of the tech stuff on it. So, and a lot of the editing and stuff we'll be working together on. And it's just we all have full-time jobs, and pets and wives, and I got kids, and they're grown and they're assholes, but I got kids, and we all just get pretty busy, but we want to be consistent. And who knows, maybe at some point it'll go to one a week, but for now I think we're going to try every other week with the video and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
I can't say that we're like kind of burning the wick at both ends with the last podcast, trying to pump one out every week. Wasn't that we were running out of stuff or topics or having guests on to talk about. We just knew that something was missing and something wasn't right. So, and we had some people like kind of say like, audio wasn't there that great, or like, where's the video? Like, I want to see some of the stuff. And most people are just listening, and I really appreciate you guys coming back and give us another shot. So,
Right.
Anyways, yeah.
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 Got anything, Steve?
Yeah. Let's just say yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
Hopefully y'all
Yeah.
enjoyed this. Make sure you find us on all the socials there. Once we get this one aired up and everything going, I'll be posting on those pretty regularly, so make sure you follow us, drop a like, sub, whatever platform you like.
We're gonna have Instagram, YouTube. Are we gonna have like a Discord, anything like that?
Yeah, we got Instagram, YouTube, X, Spotify. We do have a TikTok, but who knows where that's going in the near future. But as long as it's around, we'll post to it.
Supposedly it's
And
here.
we will have a Discord, but it's going to be there'll be a channel that you could probably post stuff on in there, and we'll also use it private channel when we do guests on there sometimes, and so, but just the normal stuff, the normal socials. I think I think we're covered.
Yeah.
So we're gonna end every episode just sitting around going, yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like
That's-
King of the Hill.
They're rebooting that. Have you seen that?
Yeah,
they're rebooting it. They already released the names of the first 2 episodes.
Really?
Yeah. The first one is Return of the King, and then I think the second one is like The Meat Man or something.
Oh wow.
Bobby's gonna be fully grown up. Apparently he's gonna be like a chef at a restaurant or something.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Should be pretty good. So, all right. Well, thanks for listening to us, and if you're still here from the beginning, thank you for that especially. And if you're here because you listen to Power Dump Podcast and you're following us over,
You the
thanks even
shit.
more. Yeah.
You're the shit.
Have a good one, guys.
Bye.
Later.